Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope your summer's going well. I'm finally about to have a vacation. I'm really excited. Gonna spend time with family. Gonna be good. Um, Hope everybody's doing well with COVID still continuing, and now we got monkeypox. Soon there'll be something else. It's like we haven't even gotten COVID under control. There's a lot going on. I understand. Um, but hopefully we're all in good spirits. I'm trying to be. It's too much going on. But anyway, I finally went to see Nope last night. So it's a movie by Jordan Peele. It was released July 22nd, 2022, which was last week, and I finally saw it this week, so we're talking about it. The genre is science fiction horror, directed by Jordan Peele. So I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I will mention some things that I liked, and it will be a spoiler. I'm not gonna tell you the whole entire premise, but there's gonna be some major things. So if you haven't seen it, this is your warning. Um, this is your warning. Okay, so the synopsis says it follows two ranch owning siblings' attempts to capture and sell video of evidence of an unidentified flying object. Which I feel like that's kind of a spoiler, but that's like the most basic synopsis without spoiling completely everything. So the cast is Daniel Kaluuya as O.J. Haywood. So his dad was Otis Sr. So he's the son, and then their daughter, played by Keke Palmer, is Emerald Haywood, who is the little sister. So yeah. Stephen Yeun as Ricky Jupe Park, a former child actor slash owner slash creator of the Carnival Jupiter's Clam. And then the person who plays the young him is Jacob Kim, who plays the character Maggie Houston on this show, Gordon's Home, which we're going to talk about a little bit. So that's going to be another kind of spoiler. And then Brandon Pereira as Angel Torres, a tech salesman at Fry's Electronics. So he is there to help them out. So I'm going to talk about my pros, my cons, and my overall opinion. And I have a poem to share. So let's go. My pros. The story. Oh my goodness. It was very interesting and unique look at a UFO type being. I think the isolation of the setting also helped the story. The story unfolded in a slow burn type pattern. And it really heightened the tension for me, and it made the stakes so high. And I love that. So I looked up story and plot are different, but I'm gonna put plot / plot because I feel like it really did like pace itself well for me anyway. So my second pro is the actors and the character / the characters they portrayed. Every single actor and actress played their roles super well. They embodied their characters so well. I got lost in their performance. Everybody was realistic as much as you can be, considering the story. LOL. You know, it's not really something we had happen. So as realistic as it could be. I think everyone gave it their all. I really loved it. How every actor played their character like really well, and so one review I watched after I watched the movie, because I didn't watch any reviews because I didn't want to accidentally spoil something for myself, even if I knew the people were going to give spoiler-free reviews. I just was kind of cautious about it because I just didn't really want to know anything. That's another thing I want to mention as a pro. The marketing, like you really didn't know much, and I love that. That is one thing that I really like, because a lot of times with advertising, sometimes they, especially with the trailer, sometimes they tell you way too much or show you the entire movie. And it's like, why am I going to pay 12, 10, 12, 14, whatever, if you get on a discount day, or if you go on night, it might be 14, 15, 16, whatever. Why would I spend this amount of money and you're going to tell me the whole movie? So that was one thing I really liked also. I didn't put that down, but another pro was the setting. I love the setting so much of the farm and Jupiter's Park. Is that the guy's name? Oh, Jupiter's Claim. Jupiter's Claim. I said clam. It's claim. I can't read. But yeah, that's what it's called. I love the isolating feeling of it, and they were the perfect settings for this type of story to take place. And it reminded me of Courage the Cowardly Dog, how it's like you're in the middle of nowhere, and then strange things keep happening, which was literally the premise of Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is like kind of the premise, pretty much, of this story. And I also love the parallel stories of the horrific Gordy show tragedy. I'm not gonna say what happens, but Gordy is a monkey, is a chimp, so you can use your imagination for that. I'm not gonna spoil that part. Um, and I call it Jupiter's Park, but it's Jupiter's Claim. You know, it's Jupe's Park. Basically, he runs a park with his family, and they do shows. But I'm not going to say what exactly they do. At first, I didn't understand what he was doing, and then my friend explained, and I was like, that makes sense. But I'm not going to spoil that part for y'all. But I did love the parallel of the Gordy Show tragedy and the Jupiter's Park being an extension of Jupe's trauma slash his arrogance, because I'm trying not to spoil it too much if you haven't seen it, if you want to see it. But he thinks he has control over a certain situation, and it turns out he does not. You know how they be like, fuck around and find out? Well, he found out. Found out the very hard way. So, there we go. The special effects. So, it's going to be another spoiler. So, Jean Jacket is the being. That's what they nickname it. He was so unique looking, and I loved it. I love that at times it does look like, like a UFO type ship, but I love when it opened up. And if you go watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not going to really describe it, because you should go see it. That's what it's going to keep saying this whole thing. People said it reminded them of biblically accurate angels, lol. And honestly, even though if I saw a biblically accurate angel, I would sprint for my life, I still like looking at them. I feel like it's like so strange. So weird. But you know what? That's kind of actually like what it looks like. So like it makes sense, the comparison. If you've seen the movie and you have never seen a biblically accurate angel, look that up. They're really freaky looking. But I mean, it will make sense, Oh, the cinematography is my last pro. Okay, I looked up how to say his name. I'm gonna hopefully not butcher his name. Here we go. Okay, Hoyote van Hoytema. He was a cinematographer, and I think he did a really great job on this movie. It looks so beautiful. I love the blues that they had in one of the scenes. So they had like blue hues, like overcasting on everything, and this movie just looks so great, like cinematography wise. In that particular scene, the blue was shot so beautifully. I mean, I wish I could remember every detail, but once it comes out on DVD, I could really analyze it. LOL. I really enjoyed it. I really loved the movie. I don't know if I would watch it again in theaters, but I would definitely want to own it, and then I can watch it whenever. So I have some cons, like with every movie, pretty much. So Jupe's story. I understand the parallels that it was supposed to show, but I kind of wish they just focused on OJ and M, like Emerald. They call her M sometimes. I did feel bad for him and his family, but they were also exploitative, and and I'm just gonna say they're exploitative, and they do some really bad things. So to some animals. That's all I'm gonna say. For Jean Jacket, which is the being that they named it. And I do feel sad about his trauma, but I also feel like I could have done. Whoops! I said couldn't have. Instead of could have. I could have done without that story. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Or they could have expanded upon it and explained it more. I didn't think it was a terrible subplot and story, but I think it could have come together more for the main story, honestly. Um, so it's like the main plot is them, seeing this weird thing and trying to record it, right? But then there's also the subplot with Gordy's home and the tragedy with that, and Jupe thinking that he has a rapport with animals. So it's kind of implied. They don't really like explicitly explain it. Um, which for some people that might be something they wanted to explore more. I feel like if they were going to explore it, they should have expanded it more or just taken it out, because I feel like this main story with OJ and M was fine for me. Just focus on the black people, even though I know Jupe was an Asian American. Nothing wrong with them, but I mean, it's supposed to be about these black ranchers and their farms and stuff and what they find out there. So anyway, that's another con. OJ and M story. I wish it could have gotten more about the siblings before the father. Something happens to the father in the movie. I'm not even gonna say. I'm trying to make it as spoiler free as I can, but it's gonna be some spoilers. But something happens to the father. I wish I had known more about their lives before that happened. And we get like bits and pieces, but I would have loved more solid stories and like reminiscing. They did reminisce, like, kind of, but I wanted some more backstory. I wanted the backstory. Not maybe not that much, but I wanted the backstory. Like more about their background, basically. And I love that they're black ranchers. I would have loved to learn more about that, like what their experiences are as black ranchers in this park where they take care of these horses, and you're in the middle of nowhere, basically. You're like in the mountains. It's just like, it's a setting that looks so nice, but I also would be so nervous about that, because like there could be stuff out there like coyotes. It could be anything. As we see in the movie, there's a being that is not of this world. Yeah. And I'm gonna actually, sometimes I kind of wish we had a little backstory on the being, but then you know what? I also feel like we don't really need it. It reminds me of, like, this movie kind of reminds me of, okay, so they said there might be a sequel, but I feel like they should do like I haven't seen all the Cloverfield movies, but they're all kind of like in the same universe, but it's not like they're directly like the same stories. Like it comes from this story to that story. Like, as far as I know about them, they're all like different, but they're in the same universe. That's what I feel like that would be cool, like, to see if he was gonna do like a sequel, maybe like some other part of this universe and something similar is happening. Because I know in Cloverfield, the first one is like the one big, I'm gonna spoil Cloverfield. It's like the one big alien, I think, or something. But then there are like other smaller aliens. But I think in the other movies it's kind of like that too. I haven't seen them, but I know of them. So yeah. So I hope that, like, if he does do a sequel, it'll be his first sequel. That'd be interesting. But also I feel like it's good. I really liked it. Leave it alone. Just I kind of like that about Jordan Peele. He has an idea, he does the movie. That's it. Sometimes I do like some universes, like Marvel Universe. It's really cool. I haven't seen all the movies. I would like to. I need to do like a whole day or like a week where I just watch all the movies that I've missed because I haven't watched all of them. But sometimes I feel like it would be good just to have that one, because I feel like we have so many horror movie uh, franchises. But it's also like, it'd be interesting to have a new one. But I mean, I'm not dying to have like a sequel. I feel like it's fine the way it is. So I really did love this movie. I'm giving my overall opinion now. I really just love this movie. The way it was shot, the story, and the acting really shine in this movie. I think Jordan Peele is a phenomenal director, producer, and writer. I love that he continues to focus on black voices and stories. I also love the fact that they are not suffering the whole movie, but actually have a story about something super strange happening to them. I really enjoy his movies, like in general. I really love his movies. I would say in order of his best work, I will put Get Out, Nope, and Us as third. I loved Us, but I will say I love how contained the story is, and the way it looks is so great. The symbolism of spectacle is really super fascinating to me. That he made that the focal point, even though I wasn't a big fan of Jupe's story. I understand it deals with spectacle as well, and I wish we could have known more about OG and M before the thing happens with their father. Um, so my rating will be 8 out of 10. I would highly recommend you see this movie 1,000,000%. Go see it. Don't look up anything. Look up nothing. I think the trailer was pretty vague, so I would say that's a safe bet. That's a safe bet. So I'm gonna read a poem, and it's gonna be also kind of spoilery, but it's called a Tetractys. I'm gonna write the name in the caption. It's a poetic form invented by Ray Stebbing. It contains 5 lines of so of so the first line is 1 syllable, second line is 2 syllables, third line is 3, fourth line is 4, and then the fifth line is 10. So I wrote, and it's interesting because there's a Bible verse in the beginning of the movie, which let me read it real quick. Which I feel like is going to be a spoiler, but it's in the beginning of the movie, so it's like something there. So the Bible verse is Nahum 3:6. I will cast abominable filth upon you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle. So I feel like that was really interesting that he used that verse, because it is about spectacle. So the poem I wrote is called Obey. Who will tell you the tale of this being if you are inside of its belly like Jonah? So the last line is like 12 syllables. But yeah, so I read it. I was reading, and me and my friends, we have a Bible study. We're talking about Jonah and how he wanted to disobey the God, and so he ran away. And so he ran away, which I was saying when I was reading my parts of the Bible verses. I read half the Bible verse, and my friend read the other half of the first chapter. Where was he gonna go? Where was he gonna go? And that kind of reminds me of also of the movie Because This Being. He's there. And I was like, where are you gonna hide? I mean, they have places where they can go where, they were like, okay, but still, like, where are you gonna go? And then, so one of his punishments is like he gets on a boat and God makes a huge storm. And so all the other men on the boat are praying to their gods. And then they realize, Jonas, you said you running away from God. And he was like, okay, we're going to throw you overboard. And then the next chapter is about him being inside the whale. And if you watch the movie, that's kind of a parallel to me of what happens to some of the characters. Which, I mean, I feel like it's a spoiler, but it's not like a huge, super huge, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that made me like parallel to that Bible verse as well. Like after I watched the movie, we did the Bible study. But I would recommend, I hope you all enjoyed that poem. If you haven't seen the movie, hope it's not too spoiler-y for you. But, it's about, you really trying to you risking literally your life to get something on a film. Is this like really worth it? And I feel like it relates to us as a very social media era, because a lot of times people they don't really help. They just record. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of like parallels with that as well. But yeah, I 1,000,000% recommend going to watch this movie. Looking up nothing, zero, nada, just the trailer, Don't look at anything on Reddit. Don't look at any theories. Just go watch it and then look up everything after. I feel like that was like a really good experience for me. Not really knowing anything. I really like that. I was tempted, which is a big no-no in the theater, like to look, because I was like in suspense. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? But I would suggest don't do that either. Even though I was in the back row, I wouldn't probably bother anyone. But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie and my order of best to I think that all Jordan Peele movies are great, honestly. So I must go out and spend my coin on whatever he trying to do. So that's just me. What I'm gonna do with me and my coins? That's what I'm gonna do. I had to wear my Angela Davis shirt for the video, but yeah. All right. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all next week.